Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the last weekly webcast for NetLeaders of May 2018. Dave Crevassier here in the Las Vegas studio, along with Managing Director John Preto.
Thank you, Dave. It is an amazing May's over, almost half the year already. In addition to us, we also have Michael Matthias, the CEO of DOSCoin, joining us this morning. Hello, Michael.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
The volume here is a little too loud for us. So I've got just a couple things, and then I'm going to pass the baton over to Mr. Michael Matthias. Happy to see Dave back in the studio last week.
You too.
I have a little pinched nerve issue going. I'm finally back here in the studio with David.
Good to see you.
Nice. Frequency right now is 17.7. One more day at this level, so understand that that's important, and to understand why that's important. There was a very good email that was sent out summarizing last week's webcast. So I suggest that if you didn't get that from somebody. If you didn't get that, it means you're not on our list. And with GDPR now, it's an important thing
be careful.
to be on those lists, to double opt in. But you should have received that email to our registered users last week. Real quick, you know, the exciting thing for me yesterday was Blockfolio. Do you want to talk about that, Michael, or do you want me to?
Why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
So Blockfolio is, the week prior to that, we were added on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is this, website that enumerates the most significant digital assets on the market. And Blockfolio is kind of the same thing, but on a mobile device. And so Blockfolio, which is an app that I've been using for months now, has added DASC, our digital asset, into their application so that you can track your DOSCoin within your portfolio. So a nice addition for us this past week. I've got a few other things, but I want to get right to Michael, because Michael's got some very important stuff that he wanted to share with everybody on today's webcast. Michael?
Sure. Yeah, so I wanted to follow up a bit with last week's webinar. We talked a bit about DOS33. And so I did want to follow up. We've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of interest. And I think one of the things that I think helps people to understand what this really is if you look at it from the perspective of an entrepreneur that wants to do a blockchain-based application, what your choices are right now, and even if it's not blockchain-based, which we will be doing, the majority of things will be blockchain-based. But ultimately, there's going to be applications just on this platform. And so what I thought, just an easy way to think about it is, in most situations, you are on your own in doing that. You have to first you have to gather together a team. Then it makes sense that you have advisors that are helpful and can guide you. Then you should create, in this day and age, you got to have a white paper explaining what you're going to do. You got to put up a website. You then need to have some people believe in you. You got to go out and raise funds, and that takes a lot of time away from someone in doing what you really are focused on doing, what you want to do, building out an application. Then, if you raise the funds, you got to then build your team, get a team, and build out that application. But after all that, you're still not done. You then need to find market traction. You need to create a market. And these are very different things that you have to do as an entrepreneur. And you, for the most part, you are left to your own devices with the traditional financing available today with all early stage financing. They'll give you money. They may give you some expertise, but it's that's about it. That's about it. You then take it from there. You show your worth by delivering. What we are doing with DOS 33 is very different. We've built a community over the last 2 years. We want to leverage the resources and the community and the expertise that we've developed and make it so that this isn't for an entrepreneur, they're not staring the chasm, they call it, between 0 and 1 million users. They're not staring that down by themselves. They're instead partnering up with our ecosystem, and they're plugging into our system. And what our system is going to do is provide access to advisors that can guide you. It's part of the ecosystem. As you make your way into presenting your application, your project to our community, you'll then have people in the community that will be getting behind that project. They want to see that project happen, and they're providing some of their cycles to make that happen, or some of their DOS coin to make that happen. And so you're already starting to seed community engagement, and that's before you create it. Then you take those cycles and you can use development services that are native to our platform. And we're going to have more and more of those coming on board. Our partners are going to develop more resources, hire on more developers, but we're also going to be attracting more developers. So we're building out capabilities that allow you to very quickly get your project developed and ready to offer. Then once it's ready, you've got that seed of a community that's already started, the people that backed you, and they're putting the word out. You're getting exposure within our community, and we really are very confident that this is a superior model to assuring success. There's no assurance in success. There's always risk, of course. But we believe that this process will help optimize your chances for success versus going it alone in any other platform. So I wanted to just get that across from the perspective of the entrepreneur, because we're offering, our model that you'll see in detail through the June 30th event, we're going to be obviously launching making the first 5 projects available. We're going to walk you through the process, how this whole thing will work. But that's the beginning of a very unique platform that really we don't know of anything like it that exists right now. So this is, and anybody we're showing, and what's interesting is some of you that were at the London event got a glimpse of some of the companies that have become attracted, and this is attracted to our platform, and it's only from some brief exposure. We haven't started the thing, but we've gotten incredible feedback. A lot of firms committing to develop on our platform for exactly this reason. The model is superior. That's what we keep hearing. This model is better than anything anyone else seems to have, and it's leveraging our community. That is really what we're all about. Everybody on this call knows it's controversial that we've combined cryptocurrency with network marketing, with referral-based marketing. That's controversial. A lot of people aren't doing that. Well, we've always known that there's a good reason to do that. It's for this growth factor, for the community building factor, and we're going to have something that no one else has. We are delivering on all of our milestones, and that's incredibly important. And on that point, I want to transition to something that has come up within the network. That's a serious situation that is kind of unfortunate. And this is one of the people that presented in London, who I had worked with. I was working with this young guy. I had met him in Dubai and took him under my wing, was really trying to be a mentor to someone who was young and seemed very talented. And I believe he is very talented. The problem is he's someone who makes statements and doesn't fulfill on them. And that's the serious offense, that really is the problem with a relationship that was beginning on this platform. So I think I want to make it clear to everybody that the companies that we had presented in London, these were all, we had MOUs with those companies. We're putting together the deals and packaging all these opportunities, and as we've said, we're going to release the first 5 in Barcelona. And so starting from that point on, anyone will be able to get involved. That was what the expectation was. I think that everyone knew that there wasn't any opportunities prior to June 30th, yet this individual, who is Sahil Arora, and had the Zella machines and the ATMs that everyone was really excited about, he went and started selling before the start gun, before we had finished any agreements. And he was going directly, he caused a lot of interest with his presentation and got a lot of people talking to him. And he was talking outside of our channels, the channels we had set up. So when this came to our attention that he was actually selling outside of what our agreements were, and again, the agreements hadn't been created. We've been in an MOU with him, and we've been wanting to finalize those terms as part of our DOS 33 offering. So it's unfortunate that we're going to have to terminate our any relationship with Sahil. I think I actually know his parents. That are really sweet people. And he's a very likable person, and we really want to support entrepreneurs in this whole endeavor. So it's very much part of our credo that we would get behind, especially young, millennial entrepreneurs. That's a group we really want to get behind. And so when some things started to become evident that there was misrepresentations happening, we really tried to, I personally tried to work through this with him, because again, people can make a mistake, and if they can correct it, we're willing to work with that. But it has reached a point where we have to terminate. And so I do want to let anyone here know that if Sahil has talked to you and made some sort of representation, has done business with you, I need to know about it. I would like to know about it, because there may be further steps that need to be taken. But I want people to know that this is the risk. This is exactly the risk that we are looking to have prevented in DOS 33. So this filtering process, everybody, probably a lot of you know, I have a very busy schedule, and so this was happening in the midst of the run up to London and all that's been going on. And we haven't put our filtering process in place. We have going forward, when we launch DOS 33 on June 30th, that will go into detail about it's a fairly elaborate filtering process that is designed to do exactly prevent what happened with Sahil. And again, it breaks my heart that he didn't take this opportunity to really be his best self. But we can't tolerate that kind of behavior. We can't tolerate people not delivering on what they say they're going to deliver on. That's what we built this whole business on, is when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And we cannot tolerate having anyone associated with us not delivering. And by the way, the funds, another facet of safety for DOS 33 is the funds that have been committed, the cycles that have been committed to any project will not be released until milestones are created. The initial amount will be released to get to that first milestone. Then if the milestone isn't met, no more will be released. And so that assures this very systematic, you make a statement of what you're going to do and you deliver on it, and then you go to the next level. That's how we've built this business. That is the whole idea. John, you know that very well. It's like we've put the entire business on the line, saying, we're going to launch on March 31st, 2017. We're going to launch this blockchain, and we did it. Each step of the way, it was about that kind of thing. So your word is just so important in this whole business. It's all about the ability. It's, talk about the currency of trust. We've got to be able to trust the people that are involved in this. So I want to use this example to highlight that DOS33 is creating a system that will filter out these kind of situations. And when you don't have that filter, then you run into the risks are very high. There's a lot of people, a lot of well-meaning people, and it's hard to tell. I'll tell you firsthand, it's very hard to tell who to trust, who to not trust. And everybody here is to be applauded that you found our community and you've trusted us. And I want everybody on here to know we take that incredibly seriously, and that's why we work so hard every day to deliver and fulfill on that trust. And that's something that it's woven into the whole fabric of everything that we're doing in this ecosystem. And it's just very important that everybody is aware of that, and everyone recognizes that DOS33 is going to supercharge that process. It's going to protect on numerous levels. First, the filtering of, we're going to do a deep dive on people's backgrounds that come onto this platform. We'll weed a lot of people out that way. And we'll also then be doing this milestone release of funds so that we can be sure that we can limit any risk that's going on with anybody on this. So, but the fact of the matter is that DOS33 is such a powerful model of cultivation of applications and projects in general on our network. It's going to be, I know it seems for a lot of people, it's very abstract right now. And so just hang with us here. June 30th is really it's going to all, the light bulb will go off, all the dots will be connected, and you're going to see some very concrete examples of how this is working. And again, there is nothing that I'm aware of that's even near what we're doing, where we're leveraging the wisdom of the community to build out an ecosystem. So on that note, I think that's pretty much maybe one point that I want to add that I was hearing about was some questions about Barcelona and why we're not doing a large event, which a lot of people, of course, everybody loves our large events. So we just happened to do one. We did one very recently. That was part of it. We also, having a venue to do thousands of people event, several thousand people event is very difficult. What we're doing in Barcelona is we're bringing together some of the top leaders in the business, and we're going to do a very much a debrief on this new DOS33, on DOS Pay, on a few other things that are going to be very significant to this business going forward. We wanted to just bring in that small amount of people. I know it goes against every network marketing principle. Like, you don't ever limit events. I get that, but we made that decision just because we want to deploy this very important material with some of these top leaders, and then everybody's going to be aware of this right away. Like we're really going to release this, and we're committing to that right now to release the information for June 30th by that following day. So we're going to edit everything up so it's in a very digestible format, and all the good. We're going to really deliver a lot of great stuff, and so all those great pieces, all the content is going to be presented the next day for everyone to kind of share and get up to speed on what's happened. So that's going to be a really significant event, because DOS 33 is going to be I think it's going to create an absolute renaissance of development within our system. This is the phase. It's been very conceptual up till now. Now it's going to get very real, and everybody involved can participate in these projects. So it's a whole new paradigm. So with that, John, I'm going to hand it back to you. I'm sorry to go on a little longer than I would like to, but I thought there were some important things.
Michael, I have at least one question. I probably have 20, but I just want to ask one important question, because people are asking me. So if you have a project, who should you be communicating with? Should they wait until the event to make that clear?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's at the event that we're going to have the whole process. We're going to walk people through every facet of the process, and you'll see at that point that this is how the filtering process works, and we'll see we see the need for that. I mean, it's very apparent. It's out there, and without that, people are really on their own, and it's just a higher risk proposition. I know that there's a lot of projects that are building up, and so that whole facet of how do I, as a project owner, as someone that has an idea, how do I engage with the platform? We're going to go into that. So until then, we're not disclosing that, nor is there a process yet in place for that. But June 30th, where all systems go.
Very good. My phone keeps ringing off the hook on people wanting to get started with our platform.
Well, that's going to be a major. I mean, we're getting that. There's a lot of people that have been contacting us. I know there's a lot of interest, and there's just a lot of great entrepreneurs that in our community they're either members of our community, or there are also a ton of people that are connected to members of our community, and so that's how we build out this whole structure. And it's going to get. I'm really, really excited, and I think because I know how excited people are going to be about this once they see it moving. It really is going to be like no other system out there.
And thanks for explaining about Sahil. I mean, I think it's so important that you set the bar high for integrity. Without the integrity, you don't have the trust, and we're the currency of trust. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Dave. Yeah, and it's we really did try to work through and give him every chance to set it straight, but it's just reached a point where we can't move forward with him. But that's part of the risk.
Great. I've only got one thing left on my list, Michael, to inform everybody about the big event in Lagos in Africa this weekend, which is June 2nd. And if you need the details on that, go upline or go on Facebook and look for Frazier. Frazier's last name, Douther, and he's got the information about that event, which is supposed to be a big event going on. It's not produced by us. It's produced by Frazier and his group, who's done a significant job touring in Africa, and just wanted me to share that with everybody else. So with that, I guess, Dave, bring us home.
Well, you know what? We're happy to have you here, and we hope you've enjoyed catching up on DOS 33 and DOS Pay. And Michael, thank you so much for explaining some of the difficulties that come around with trying to keep that level of trust in DOS Coin. We appreciate you being here today, and I think that's all we got.
Thank you, David.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.